Once upon a time, there was a village called Chavadipalli, and there was a man named Paramasivam who lived there. Paramasivam at one time was a really wealthy man that belonged to a privileged family. But as time passed by, all his properties diminished and he barely had any money to eat. But he still did not want to do any work. Rather, he would talk about his family's glory and take loans and live a very boastful life. And everyone started calling him Boastful Paramasivam. In this situation, Paramasivam goes to a man who lives next to his house called Nalasivan.
Hey Nalasivam, what is special today? Have you had your lunch?
I have finished eating, Paramasivam. Have you eaten or not?
What do I have to say about my food? We belong to a wealthy generation, right? Every day there is about 100 varieties of dishes and side dishes cooked for us. And the time passes by because it is hard to make a decision on what to eat and what not to eat. That is why I ate a little and came outside.
Really? Then why did wife come over here and tell my wife a completely different story? She said that she did not have rice to cook food and she borrowed one bowl of rice and promised to return it back.
As soon as Nalasivam said that, Paramasivam did not know how to respond. After a few seconds of thinking, he says,
Oh, is it? She must have asked that to give it to our servants. We belong to a generation of kings, so we do not eat the rice that people like you eat. When I was a kid, my father used to tell me that we are all kings and our blood has a different color. It would not be red in color like the others. It would be blue in color. So that is why we eat a very expensive type of rice.
Unable to listen to Paramasivam's boastful talks, Nalasivam gets very angry, but he realizes he has no reason to fight with him, so he stays quiet. And in the distance, Paramasivam is able to see an animal moving towards their way. Paramasivam tells Nalasivam,
Nalasivam, did you see that? How beautiful is that horse? How magnificent is that horse? My grandfather also had a horse that was very similar to this horse. In those days, when my grandfather would get up on the horse and travel, the people who lived in the city would fold their hands and greet him. Do you know all this?
No. I do not know which horse your grandfather rode. But what you see right now is not a horse. It is a donkey. You have mistaken it for a horse. Next time, watch carefully, okay?
What? You think we do not know the difference between a donkey and a horse? I started riding horses since I was a small child. Wait a minute, have you ever seen a horse in your lifetime? I guarantee you, that horse is probably an upper caste horse. It is not a donkey like you think.
Listen to me. If your eyes cannot properly see, that is okay with me. Even you are the successor of the Zamindar, you better stop disrespecting me. You're the one who is wrong. That is definitely a donkey.
What? Are you telling me that I am wrong? Okay, I am telling you that it is not a donkey but a horse. If that is the donkey, you can chop my head off. If that is the horse like I say, I will chop your head off.
Why are you using such big words, Paramasivam? Why would I care if it is a donkey or why would I care if it is a horse? Let it be as it is. Should we really have a bet on this too?
See, I know you would be scared. Didn't you tell me not to disrespect you? But now, once I said I would cut your head, you are afraid. Bravery is something that only belongs to our bloodline. How can men like you ever be brave?
No matter how many times he said no, the more Paramasivam spoke, the more Nalasivam got angry. Nalasivam realized that he cannot bear this anymore and says this to Paramasivam.
Fine, I told you several times that I did not want to do this, but you keep pestering me. Therefore, I accept your challenge. If it is a horse, like you said, you can cut my head off.
Nice. Now you have earned my respect. This is a fine competition. Come, let us go and see what the animal is.
Then both of them move forward and see what the animal is from a close distance. The animal crosses them. Paramasivam is shocked to see that the animal is not a horse but a donkey. And Paramasivam now doesn't know how to talk.
Didn't I tell you? You did not understand when I told you. Please agree at least now that it is a donkey.
Paramasivam realizes that he lost and is very upset. And he says to Nalasivam,
Fine, I lost this bet. That is not a horse, it is a donkey. So now I permit you to chop my head off. Do it.
Nalasivam is shocked by what Paramasivam is saying. And now he says,
Are you serious? Don't joke around, Paramasivam. I just made the bet for fun. I did not mean it at all. What I am going to achieve by chopping your head off. Let this topic right now.
No. I belong to the bloodline of royals. I do not like you pitying on me. If I have to keep my word to you, You have to chop my head off. If I do not keep my word, the respect and honor of my royal family will be gone. So I ask you to go to your house, bring a knife and chop my head off.
What? What nonsense is this? Your family's honor is not more important than your life. And if I chop your head off, that will be a crime of murder. After that, they would have to hang me. So I ask you to please leave me alone.
What? You want me to disregard my vows because of your punishment? I do not agree. No matter, you have to cut my head off.
Then okay, fine. Let's go and meet village chief and talk to him. Whatever he say, we shall follow it. What you say?
Fine. When shall we leave? Let us go immediately.
They both go and meet the village chief and they tell him everything that had occurred till then. The village chief hears everything they had to say and he says,
Listen to me. I can understand the scenario of both your bets. You can chop off Paramasivam's head as he lost the bet. But it is not necessary that Nallasivam does it right away. You can do it whenever you feel like doing it. Till then, Nallasivam has all the rights and authority over Paramasivam's head. From now onwards, Paramasivam has no rights to his head. You can leave now.
The village chief makes this decision in order to save Nallasivam from this peculiar situation he has found himself in. Nallasivam is really glad about this decision, but Paramasivam disagrees with the order and says,
What you said is fair. That means, from now onwards, Nallasivam is not responsible for looking after my head and caring for it. Now onwards, I bear no responsibility whatsoever for my head.
What are you saying? I cannot do that. Are you trying to say that I have to look after not only your head but also you?
Fine, then leave it. I shall take care of my own head. If you do not want this trouble, then take a knife and chop my head off. After that, you would not have to be bothered over anything.
In that moment, Paramasivam kept talking about the same thing again and again. Nallasivam doesn't know what to do. He regrets meeting Paramasivam in the first place. He asks the village chief,
Sir, only you can give us a solution. If I chop Paramasivan's head off, that would become a huge crime. But I do not want to look after and take care of his head as well.
Listen, Nallasivam, I said what I had to say. It is out of my hands from now. You have to protect his head, that is the only way.
Sure, sir. What else can I do? Instead of cutting his head and going to jail for it, I would rather protect and look after his head.
Nallasivam accepts the task of looking after Paramasivam's head. But Paramasivam thought this was a good opportunity for him to fulfill his lifelong wishes.
Hey Nallasivam, what are you going to bring today to eat? I am really hungry. I love cashew nut payasam. So please make payasam and send it here. Make sure there is a lot of cashew nut, and if you can, along with that, make some adarasam as well and send it here.
After hearing all his requests, Nallasivam becomes extremely upset as it cost a lot of money to feed Paramasivam every day. Nallasivam angrily says,
What? Is this all for you to eat? How can you eat all this in a day? But the fact that I made a bet with you is the worst decision I have ever made in my life.
What are you saying? Didn't I already tell you that I belong to the royal family's bloodline? When we eat, there must be a minimum of 100 different dishes. But I have decided to reduce the number of dishes to either 2 or 3, so that you would not have to spend a lot of money. I cannot reduce the quantity further than this. If you find this difficult, I shall bring a knife myself and you can chop my head and your problems will go away.
Oh, stop it. What did I say? You keep bringing up the cutting of your head for everything that I say. I accepted the order of the village chief. Therefore, no matter profit or loss, I shall keep giving you what you want. All that I know is that I will lose all my wealth by feeding you.
Nallasivam is really fed up, but Paramasivam does not have a care in the world for this. How expensive anything was, he would say that he is from a royal family and he would force him to bring him anything he wanted. After a while, as Nallasivam kept giving Paramasivam what he wanted, he started to lose all his wealth and property. One day, Nallasivam's brother Gangadharan comes to house from the neighboring village to see his brother. He says,
What is this, brother? What happened to you? You used to look so happy and jovial before, but now you look sad and depressed. Tell me, brother, have you lost money in business? Tell me. I can handle any losses in business, my brother. But what I have now is way worse than any loss. The reason why I am losing all my property and wealth is because of Paramasivam.
He then tells Gangadharan everything that had occurred till then in detail. Gangadharan, who listens to all of these, comes up with an idea to completely solve the problem of Paramasivam. He says,
Well, brother, based on what you said, I have a thought. I think that Paramasivam made his bet and lost it on purpose. He knows that there is no way you would chop his head off. That is why he keeps threatening you to cut his head while he eats everything in your money. Yes, brother, I understand what you say. But how do I get rid of him? Please tell me that. I was about to say that, brother. You just do what I say, and you can consider it as the end of that boastful Paramasivam.
Gangadharan tells Nalasivam an idea and leaves. The very next day, when Nalasivam is with Paramasivam, he sees a man named Balu who kept on yelling like this.
We will buy noses, we will buy ears, and we will buy both. We will pay a good price. We buy immediately.
Once Nalasivam heard this, he calls Balu to him and asks him like this.
Hello there. What is that you are yelling about that you want to buy? Please tell me so that I can understand. Sir, I'm here to buy human noses and ears. Are you planning on selling anything?
Paramasivam gets shocked hearing all this and asks Nalasivam,
What? You are buying human noses and ears? What are you going to do with it after buying? And if you want to buy it, who would sell it to you?
You're right. Fair point. But we pay an extra price for the noses and ears that belongs to the royal bloodline. But I cannot tell you what I would do with that. That is secret. But I guarantee you, we will pay a much better price than you would expect. Then do one thing. See this man, Paramasivam. He also belongs to the royal bloodline. And I have full authority and rights on his head. If you take his nose and ears, how much will you pay me? For people who belong to the royal bloodline, I can give 500 rupees for the both ears and the nose. Then I request you to immediately cut off his nose and ears and take it. Just give me the 500 rupees, that is enough.
As soon as Nalasivam said that, Paramasivam gets shocked and he tries to handle the situation. He says,
What is this? Are you going to sell my nose and ears? This is injustice.
Why not? Why is this injustice? Tell me how it is injustice. I have complete authority over your head. And not only that, I am also spending a lot of money in looking after your head. In that case, it means I can do whatever I want to do with your head, right? And you have no right to your head. Then why are you talking about this?
No. Let us go to the village chief and solve this issue.
Okay, we shall solve it. Come.
They both go to the village chief and then Paramasivam recalls everything that had happened in detail and he asks for a fair judgment. The village chief says,
What is there to think about this? Your head entirely belongs to Nalasivam. In that way, he can sell your nose and ears. But if he wants, he can sell your entire head as well.
As soon as the village chief says that, Paramasivam gets shocked. He realizes that he had taken advantage of Nalasivam all these days and that this was nothing but a way to teach him a lesson. A humble and corrected Paramasivam says to the village chief,
Sir, please forgive me. I have realized all my wrongdoings that I had done to Nalasivam all these days. Now I have regained my knowledge. I shall never do anything like this again. Please forgive me, sir. Now only you can save me.
Fine then. Nalasivam has the right to sell your nose and your ears. But since you do not want him to do that, you would have to financially compensate for all the money Nalasivam spent on feeding you whatever you wanted and for taking care of your head. If you do so, Nalasivam will relinquish the rights that he has on your head.
I guarantee you that I will sell my house if I have to. I shall calculate everything he has ever spent on me on a daily basis and give it back to him. From now onwards, I shall never talk about my ancestral lineage. Rather, I shall work hard and struggle to survive.
Paramasivam says that to the village chief. Nalasivam is really glad that his brother's idea had worked and Paramasivam gives Nalasivam the money he owes. Paramasivam since then stopped his boastful ways and lives a calm and peaceful life as a hard-working farmer. If you like this story, do like it, share it. For more news stories, please subscribe our New Stories Book English YouTube channel.